What is that? I guess we just made it in time for some rocket launch. Well, that was a pretty cool way to start this video. Anyways, what is going on, guys? So I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but you guys really just have to bear with me because I have been so busy with stuff at work and school. Not saying I want to put YouTube on the back burner, but some things just have to take priority right now. Regardless, I am ready to do this Q&A. It's Thursday night and I figured why not knock it out. I'm currently in a parking lot kind of near my apartment, so don't mind the weird scenery next to the road and all of this stuff. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know that this is a nice little drift spot that me and my friends come to every now and then. You can see the tire marks right there. It's pretty much like a hit it and quit it spot. So make sure to follow me on Instagram. Anyways, we are going to jump right into the YouTube comments first. We'll just start from the top. First off, Gabriel the Gamer asked, what is your realistic dream car and your unrealistic dream car? Or would you ever bag a car you own? I just got yelled at by my teacher. Oh, that's funny, Gabriel. Hopefully you didn't get in too much trouble. Okay, so a realistic dream car under $100,000, that's something I can't build myself. That's what I'm just going to assume right now. Growing up, I always wanted a WRX STI. And then, of course, I ended up with the FRS. So I can't really answer that. Unrealistically, of course, it would have to be probably the McLaren P1. Ever since that thing was first announced, and I saw the videos of where it was backfiring like a constant blue flame, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But I could never see myself owning one because I'd end up drifting it and probably crashing it, so at least it's good to be realistic with myself. And plus, I just don't aspire to have expensive cars like that. I do aspire to have lots of drift cars though, that's another story. And would I ever bag my own car? Probably not. I like to think bags are for groceries. Static life is where it's at. Jeff asks, how could you afford all of these parts while being a college student? Now I know this question has been asked multiple times and previously before on other videos, and especially since I got this truck and was able to fix the FRS and all of that. And I want to be as transparent with you guys as possible. And I'm going to tell you right now that I work a lot for the things that I have. But I am fortunate enough to have parents that support me with what I do. And that's something I will always be thankful for. I know that's bound to get hate from some of you guys, and I really can't do anything to stop it, but I hope the majority of you can respect the fact that I'm being open and honest with you all. Well, I hope you all don't get mad at me for that. But that's just my life circumstance, and I would never fault anyone. I have a lot of respect for those that completely are on their own and able to afford everything that they have. I have mad respect for that. But at the same time, I still work my butt off for a lot of the things that I have. What do you do for work? So I'm technically not allowed to talk too much about what I do for work. I will tell you that I work at Lockheed Martin. So for those of you that don't know, Lockheed Martin is pretty much a big aerospace defense company, and I can't specifically say what projects I support. I know that's not something that I am able to talk about, but either way, I am part-time work, full-time school, so I only work 25 hours a week. But let me tell you, being an industrial engineering student and having to keep up with all of the projects and constant homework and studying that I have to do is pretty tough with just 25 hours of work. But they do pay me well, and I super appreciate having the position that I have, and I won't take that for granted. Having that job supports my drifting habits so much that I don't really see myself giving it up in the near future or anything like that. Okay, next question. Olav Nahem, sorry for butchering your name, asks, do you have an unhealthy addiction to jump cuts? No, I don't think I do. It's just part of the editing process. But in all honesty, yeah, I know I use a lot of jump cuts, and that's just because I'm literally going off the cusp. I don't have any type of script prepared. My mouth is running 110 miles an hour, while my mind can only keep up so well. So there are points in time where I have to use jump cuts to make the video flow well. And to be honest, I find it a lot easier to pay attention to videos with jump cuts. Maybe it just satisfies my inner ADHD that I have. I don't know. J Star asks, what video editing software or softwares do you use for all production of your vlogs? Final Cut Pro. Who inspired you to start drifting? What is the next mod you're going to do to the FRS? No one specifically inspired me to start drifting because I knew I always wanted to do it ever since Tokyo Drift came out. But if there's any single person that highly influenced me, it would probably be Ryan Quinn. He's the guy with the LS3 swapped FRS, and I actually saw him drift at my first event that I ever spectated in his red FRS. What was your first car and what made you want to drift? My first car was actually a 2003 Dodge Dakota V6 two-wheel drive, literally the wimpiest truck you can get. But it was free, it was handed down to me from my dad, so I'm not complaining whatsoever. I actually have a video, a really old video for that matter, way back if you scroll back on the channel. I tried drifting it and it was more like power sliding, but it did have a limited slip diff, so you know, it was really fun to just take on some back roads and just try to drift with. Julian Amy asks, my question is, why don't you have a girlfriend? By the way, this is my sister's YouTube channel. P.S. You're better than TJ Hunt. Well, thank you for that compliment. I know some people prefer TJ Hunt to my videos, some people prefer me over him. But to answer your question, the main reason why I don't have a girlfriend is because I just don't have the time for one. If you had the opportunity to go pro for drifting, would you do it? I mean, if the opportunity presented itself where I could drive professionally, I would probably try. I mean, but see, the biggest part about that is just being funded. Are you creating a drift team with Adam and Taylor? We don't really have any plans to do that, but I will tell you, it sure is a lot of fun tandeming with them. CJ Vandy asks, when are the blast pipes coming? I mean, if you haven't already heard my car, since I had to put on that track pipe, pretty much is a blast pipe on its own. But if you're talking about having a pipe or an exhaust that extends far out from the bumper, I kind of want to do that soon because I think it would be really cool to be drifting on the skid pad, go for a baller entry, and rub the tip of the exhaust on the wall. I feel like that'd make for some really entertaining footage. Okay, another question. How did I meet Adam LZ? So I'm pretty sure I've covered this before, or maybe I covered how I met Taylor, but I met Adam through Taylor. Because right when Taylor was starting his channel, I had started mine, and we met at a drift event that we were both at. So Taylor and I would hang out, you know, go to dinner and stuff, and I guess it was just natural that since he was good friends with Adam, that I eventually became friends with Adam. Like, I'm not the type to like force myself to be friends with someone. I like for things to be natural, and the way Adam and I became friends was more natural than anything. But the fact that I'm a pretty consistent driver gives Adam the confidence to tandem with me. So that definitely has a big role in it. How much did the FRS cost you? Like the total with all the mods? You know, we are definitely over $10,000 worth of mods. Well, maybe we are under 10,000. I don't know. I should make a video on that. That's a good video idea. Thanks, dude. Is Chick-fil-A good, and what is your favorite food? Chick-fil-A's all right. I mean, I used to eat it a lot in high school because they would serve it in our cafeteria. But by far, my favorite food has to be crab legs. I could eat crab legs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and never get tired of it. Was drifting the beginning of your performance driving, or did you start with autocross and track days? I literally just jumped right into drifting. No autocross, no tracking, no none of that. Because in all honesty, that stuff just doesn't really appeal to me. Do I want to do it? Yes. But drifting to me is just so much more up there in terms of the adrenaline level. But I do plan on autocrossing eventually. I think that would be kind of fun. Backwards Media asks, do you like stance boys? I mean, I don't really have anything against stance. Would I do it to my car? No. Like, I'm big on respecting what people do with their car and not faulting them for what they did. Personally, I'm not a big fan of unfunctional camber or anything like that, but I am a big fan of track stance. A show car can't be a track car, but a track car can always be a show car, which resonates with me a lot because there are a lot of cool cars out there that are purpose-built for drifting that are show-worthy. Slay Z asks, what is something else you like other than the aspect of cars? Well, I was big into dirt bikes growing up. I still have 2 dirt bikes back home. Unfortunately, they need some work done to them to get them back up and running. But other than that, I love spending time at the beach. Limitless Gaming. Why doesn't Adam and Taylor shout you out in their videos? I mean, I've gotten a couple shout-outs from them before, but like I said earlier, I'm not gonna go out of my way and ask for something like that. Yeah, it would probably help me grow the channel quicker, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to bother them, but I'm just not the type of person to go and tell someone, hey, shout me out in your video. And I'd rather have people's respect than any type of fame or anything like that. If it wasn't for drifting, where do you think you would be at now? And what nationality are you? I am half Mexican, my dad is a full-on white boy, and my mom was from Mexico. And if I wasn't drifting right now, I'd probably still be into dirt bikes. Are you planning to do a swap sometime in the near future to the FRS? That is a really, really common question that I get. And to be honest, I do plan on swapping. Of course, finances are the biggest issue for wanting to swap, so it will take me a while. And at the same time, I'm pretty sure I have the motor picked out that I want to do. Do you watch Haggard Garage? Do watch Haggard videos whenever I can. But like with what I was saying, with how busy I am, I barely have time to watch any other people's videos. But if there's one person that I thoroughly enjoy that's not into like cars and stuff that's on YouTube is H3H3. Ethan, if you're out there, I love you and Papa bless. At the very, very slim chance that you're watching this, if you have a big enough set of Bradberries, come drifting with me.
I'm Ethan Bradbury.
Kyle asks, are you gonna be modding the truck in any way, and what made you get into drifting? Well, I've already answered that last question a lot. Am I going to mod the truck? Probably, but that won't be for a while because my main focus right now is to get the swap in the FRS and just keep drifting the crap out of it. Any money that I put into the truck is money that I'm not spending on drifting, and drifting's my main priority right now. Okay, so I think that is enough for the YouTube comments. I am very, very, very sorry if I didn't get to answer your question. Now it's time for Instagram. What do you have done to the FRS? I have a video on that. I'll put that link in the description if you're curious. Do you like fishing? Yeah, I love fishing. I used to do it a lot with my dad when I was younger. Florida's finest. He's another YouTuber. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? How about neither? I think that's a good answer. Dustin Williams. When are you and Dustin hanging out again? When are you and Dustin going to eat 50-inch pizzas again? I don't know. Hopefully soon, Dustin. You know you are always welcome to come down here. And you bet your butt we're gonna go get 50-inch pizzas. Nick 350Z SR. You ready for some tandem, boy? I am always ready to throw down tandem. That shouldn't even be a question. Subaru Fan 3201. I already answered this question. But sure, here's your shout out. Shout out to Subaru Fan. Thoughts on a drift truck? I think drift trucks are awesome. I don't remember the guy's name. Like, I know he has an X-Runner Tacoma that he drifts out in California or Las Vegas or something like that. But drift trucks are cool. Like, I'm all for people drifting cars that you don't normally see. And a truck definitely fits in that category. Are you planning to come to LA anytime soon? I mean, with how busy I am, I doubt it. You know, one day I would like to travel and meet everyone that, you know, likes to watch my videos. But that won't be for a while. What are your future life plans? For one, it's just to be happy. And my happiness right now resides a lot with my family. Like, family is just so important and crucial to me that I would give up drifting, YouTube, or anything if I had to for one of my family members. I know I kind of didn't really answer your question, but if I can keep my family close to me and be able to drift all the time, I think that would be a pretty good life to live. M. Quattro, do you love me? Of course. Like, I know it's cliche and cheesy to say that I love all of you, but I genuinely do. Like, you know, sometimes when I get all down in the dumps and just depressed from whatever, I think to myself, I think, what, maybe over 26,000 reasons to smile? I know, it's cheesy, that's cheesy. But it's true. Butt Nuggets 98. Can you follow or say Butt Nuggets in the vid and congrats again? Okay, Butt Nuggets, here we go. You're followed. Joshua Bowling. Does TJ Hunt suck at drifting? I mean, I wouldn't say he sucks because he is still learning. Do I think he needed to manipulate those clips the way he did when he came to Florida? No. But of course, he'll never own up to it or say anything about it. But that's another story. CJ Kitty Cats, one of my good friends. Do you believe in any superstitions / have a certain routine you have to do before you go on a run in an event? No, it's really just one of those things when I'm lined up in grid, I am just mentally prepared. Like, I kind of don't really think much about it. I just focus on what's going on around me. No, I don't really get nervous or have any superstitions or anything like that, though. Hunter Cash, what's up, dude? Sorry I couldn't make it out to Texas and drift with you, but he asks, how often do you take the inside line to catch up to faster cars? More than you can imagine. Like, I'm sure if you watch a lot of my clips, you see just how much I have to take the inside line just to be able to keep up with people. If you run a shallower line, you can keep up with people, but you're not really drifting with that much angle. But it's just something that I have to do with the car that I have right now. Or at least with the power that I have. Kawalito asks, hey bud, long-time subscriber. Yeah, I know. See, that's one thing that I do recognize is all of the names of people that are consistent with commenting on my videos. And you've been around for a while. Was wondering how your sponsorship with Spec D worked. Did you reach out to them or did they reach out to you? I always wondered how this worked. Well, Spec D actually reached out to me initially, you know, and they are like my first big sponsor that I have gotten. Daniel over at Spec D Tuning reached out to me actually through Instagram because I posted something funny on my Instagram story. And then from there, him and I just went back and forth, and then he put the offer on the table to sponsor me. Sponsorships and all of that is a weird dynamic that I really don't have much experience with. But like I said, I am so humbled that they wanted to work with me. So thank you again to Spec D Tuning. Okay, so this is going to be the last question because it's getting late and I have stuff to do tonight. Who's the best drifter of you, Adam, and Taylor? I mean, in all honesty, I'm gonna have to say Taylor. If you guys watched his last video where he went out to Texas for the Lone Star Drift event, he hopped in so many people's cars and like completely killed it in each one. Like, he definitely has some skill. I love tandeming with them, but right now Taylor needs to get a cage. So do me a favor and go over to Taylor's Instagram and YouTube page and tell him that Ambush wants you to get a cage. I know it's something that he's planning, but it needs to be sooner rather than later. So with that, that concludes the Q&A. Thank you all again for the 25,000 subscribers. But it's just mind-boggling how just a little over a year ago I started this channel and we're already at this point. It's just so awesome, and I just can't be more appreciative and thankful for all of you that got me here. For those of you that sent your self-addressed envelopes, I will be sending you out your decals this weekend, so be on the lookout for those next week. And on that note, thank you all for watching. Again, I'm sorry if I didn't get to your questions. I think in the future we're just gonna go live on YouTube just to answer any and all questions you have. But with that said, I hope you all have an awesome day, and I will see you next time. Peace.